So here's some of the accounting that Brad Biggs did in the Tribune. So the Bears currently have 6 defensive ends. How many can you name? It's not easy. Because I don't.
Dominique Robinson.
I think I got 3.
That's all I got.
Dominique Robinson, the recently signed DeMarcus Walker.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Travis Gibson is still there.
Right. Travis Gibson's okay. He's all right.
It kind of regressed last year. He didn't take the step we expected. Free agent signee Rasheem Green and undrafted rookies Jalen Harris and DeAnthony Jones.
Okay, that's not great.
That's what they have right now. That is very much not great. Might be the worst in football.
But Dan, aren't there still free agents that are still out there?
Hold on. I'll get there. Walker projects as the starting left end in the base defense. For the time being, the opposite starter figures to be Robinson or Gibson. The Bears can add a starter in the near future or go with a designated pass rusher that they'd keep on the sideline on rundowns. I guess this is a new abbreviation, DPR.
Was Jaquan Brisker their leading sacker last year?
I believe so. I believe that is the case. Yeah, actually, that's his lead. His 4 sacks paced the league's last-ranked pass rush in 2022.
That's not good.
No. So here are the free agents. Most of the available options, as many as 10 experienced edge defenders, are on the wrong side of 30.
Let's go through each one of them. What you got?
Frank Clark.
I wouldn't mind that, depending on what the dollars were.
3-time Pro Bowler. Made $12.3 million last year. Likely wants a big payday, and he's been arrested twice on gun charges.
Oh, well. Nope.
Okay.
Nope, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit what they say they want.
Jadeveon Clowney, number 1 pick in 2014, 4 teams in the last 5 seasons.
I'd be interested, but health is always an issue with him.
And is he good? Because he's 30, and he's only had more than 6 sacks 3 times in 9 years.
Does play the run, though.
Okay. 34-year-old Carlos Dunlap. 14-year veteran, 100 career sacks, had 4 for the Chiefs last year.
That sounds like a Robert Quinn type signing. That I'd kind of like someone where if things go well, they might stick around for a couple of years.
Okay.
So I'm going to take Dunlap out.
Familiar name, another 30-year-old Leonard Floyd.
Well,
29 sacks over the last 3 seasons.
Playing with Aaron Donald.
But he's going to be expensive.
He is going to be expensive.
They've got the money. A properly structured deal for Leonard Floyd?
You're asking him to do a lot, and the last time that he was asked to do a lot, he didn't.
Okay.
Maybe he's in a better place as a player. Maybe this system would fit him better. That's a maybe for me.
34-year-old Justin Houston. 9.5 sacks for the Ravens last year.
I'm interested.
And Poles knows him well because the first 8 years of his career with the Chiefs.
I'm interested.
That's on the interested list. 34-year-old Melvin Ingram.
Ooh.
6 sacks for the Dolphins last year.
Interested.
28-year-old Yannick Ngakoue.
Very interested. And I think it's Yannick.
Yannick Ngakoue. At least 8 sacks every season. 9.5 last year with the Colts. 5 teams since 2019. Profiles as a designated pass rusher. Looking for a considerable payday.
I'm very interested.
Okay, that goes in the very interested pile. 33-year-old Robert Quinn.
No.
Okay.
Been there, done that. Been there, done that with this administration.
Those are the free agents. Now we get to the trade options.
Okay.
Carl Lawson, 28. The Jets have a bevy of guys at that position. He's rumored to be available.
I'm interested.
Could be a late-round pick.
I'm interested.
Okay. 31-year-old Zadarius Smith.
I'm interested.
All right. He was coming off a back injury last season. Having to trade for him and adjust his contract might be a lot. So that's your veterans. That's the full accounting.
Well, Chase Young.
Oh, he's not even on this list.
Right? They didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
Correct.
I don't know where things
the list
stand.
Is probably just free agents, though, right? Like
yeah.
Current free agents. So, yeah, that's probably why he's not there.
But trades, he went through trades, too. So, Chase Young would be on. would be on my list, even though he hasn't been productive. But a big reason why he hasn't been productive is because he's injured. He's got all of the stuff. Considering what this front office has shown us with their drafting, wouldn't that be depending on what the compensation was? I don't want the Bears to make it so that they can't do stuff later on. But you picked up a 4th round pick for the trade, the Jalen Carter thing. Why not? If that's the asking price,
I gotta trust the motor.
But the traits, though, right? Like they're big on traits.
No doubt.
They're big on relative athletic score. I would imagine that Chase Young would score very high, like even now on that. Depending on what the compensation would be, I would be interested in having a conversation.
Sure. I just don't know about the motor. That guy flying off that edge has to want to rip your head off every single time.
How long into this will you start to be concerned if the defense isn't built?
That's a good question. If I see signs that it's building, if we see that maybe they've got someone other than Justin Jones who's rotating into the 3 technique, who you sit up on your couch and go, ooh.
Because I like a lot of their parts on the outside, but the stuff that you really need, you don't have.
Yeah, the only thing you have is linebacking right now.
I think that their back 4 is pretty solid. I like their back 4. I guess technically their back 5. Because
your nickel is a starter.
Yeah, Kyler is going to be inside. So,
I mean, look, we don't know if the rookie out of Miami can play.
I don't know that, but I know that the other guy can.
Yes,
and you'll have to make a decision financially on that too if you're the Bears. I like their safeties, and I like their linebacking. I like the choices that they have at linebacker right now. But you can have all that. The guys that rush the passer are critical.
You call it the point
Obviously.
of the spear for a reason.
Yeah.
And that you can have the greatest handle of your spear of all time, but if the point's dull, you're not going to be very good at spearing.
Now maybe if your offense clicks, it doesn't matter as much. If you go through these stretches where you are averaging 25, 27 points a game, maybe it doesn't matter as much. But for Eberflus, a guy that's all about this, that this is his whole thing, you would expect that he would get the defensive line part to protect his linebackers a little bit, and they don't have that yet. So if we go through a whole season of that not being the case, and they'll have, I think they're going to have a high pick from the Panthers, because I don't think that they're going to be very good. I worry about, like, you got to get those guys up front. I hate to sound like a meatball caller, but it's the truth.
You sound like Doug.
I really like what they did defensively this offseason, except for the most important part.
And here's the thing. If you like their back 5, you shouldn't want them to have to work so hard.
Correct.
Even if you like them. Even a really talented secondary can't cover all day.
Yeah.
You're asked to jam and stay with that first move and know where your help is. But if they're running around crazy back there and the quarterback is just standing there filing his nails, I mean, it doesn't matter how good they are.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they get some help. And I don't hate when we talked about this in the pre-show, I was like, And the more we discuss like the edge rushers, the more I'm like, I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate the list. There are definitely players there that are available for them that if they want to take a chance on, I'd be okay with them taking a chance on it. But your 2 defensive tackles that you drafted, they kind of have to work. Like, you made a commitment, and Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens need to be people who make a difference quickly, or else you're going to expose the guys that are in your linebacking core and in your back 5.